The student who had been sitting up in the stands and watching the fight between Quinn and his friend was known as Nate Snell. He was a second year from another academy, and in his academy, he was well known for being one of the strongest second years. After asking Quinn for a battle, he was overjoyed that he accepted. For the two of them to start their match, they needed to add each other to their friends list first. Hard Steely has sent you a friend request. Quinn accepted the friend request and was happy to fight. Blood Evolver has accepted your friend request. Blood Evolver? Does his ability have something to do with blood? That would explain those red lines coming out from his hands, but was there such an ability in the system? Nate thought. There were thousands of different abilities in the system, so Nate wasn't sure of all of them, but he had fought many battles in the game, and this was the first time seeing someone with this type of ability. Before the match was about to begin, Nate had asked if he could speak to his friend Sam for a few moments. Quinn agreed as he wanted to check a few things out himself. You are such a fool, Nate said. I know, I'm sorry, Sam replied. Nate looked at the flapping cape that Sam was wearing and started to shake his head. We just got this incredible thing and you didn't even use it properly in the fight. When he went out from your view, if you had turned around your back, it would have been protected, or you could have turtled up with the cape. It's hard to get used to having something on your back. If someone vanishes in front of you and you know they're behind you, you naturally turn around, wouldn't you? Sam replied. Sam then started to look at the ground as he was saddened, remembering how he had lost the match. My win streak, Sam cried. Nate proceeded to pat Sam on the shoulder with pity before walking to his fighting spot. You know the deal. If I win against him, then that means I win our bet, and you'll owe me those credits. As Sam headed back to the arena stands, he was praying for Quinn to kick his friend's ass. He had lost too many bets recently and was running low on credits. 3, 2, 1, and the match had begun. Surprisingly, both of them at the same time had decided to charge in, and as soon as Quinn was within 5 meters, he threw out 2 blood swipes. Suddenly, Nat's speed dropped dramatically, his skin started to turn into a shiny material, and his footsteps were heavy. As the blood swipes reached and hit his body, the sound of metal clanging against each other was heard. For the first time when Quinn's attack had hit an opponent's body, it had done 0 damage whatsoever. The metal shine from Nate's body seemed to shift and now was concentrated in his arm. It allowed Nate to move a lot faster and close the distance. He pushed his hand forward, and out came a long metal silver pole. It was too fast for Quinn to react, and the pole dug into his stomach and continued to push him back. Quinn then grabbed onto the pole with both hands, and using all his strength, managed to stop its momentum. Wow, looks like you're strong as well, Nate said, surprised. Not only did his opponent have a ranged attack, but seemed to have super strength now as well. Quinn was in front of him ready to strike, but Nate remained calm and shifted the metal over his body to the exact spot where Quinn was aiming for his head. The punch landed, but Nate's head didn't even move a single inch, and again the game had recorded no such damage. Nate then grabbed Quinn's fist and with his other hand formed the pole, whacking him to the ground. Come on, you should be better than this, Nate said. It had been a while since Quinn felt like this, weak. Come on, Nate said as he shifted the metal pole back into his body and into one of his fists. Quinn once again charged forward and threw out a blood swipe. Nate blocked the attack, easily lifting his arm and knocking it away, but it was only meant to serve as a distraction in the first place. When Quinn got close enough, Nate threw out his fist, and at the same time, he responded with Flash Step, avoiding the strike and appearing behind Nate. Quinn then lifted his foot off the ground, let the energy go through from his toes up to his fist. As he stomped down with one foot, he pulled back one hand and let out another fist. Nate's eyes grew in shock as he saw the attack bring his health down by nearly half. Damn it, again, how is he so fast? As Nate turned to look at where his opponent was, he was surprised to see Quinn collapsed on the ground. Quinn was breathing heavily. He could no longer move. He had pushed his body way beyond its limits. Let's do this again sometime, Nate said as he stabbed Quinn on the ground, ending the game. Although the match had ended in Nate's victory, he was more excited than ever. Looks like the military tournament is going to be a fun one this year. With that in mind, Quinn had set up an important meeting with Layla today. There was one thing he needed to learn about more than anything, especially if he wanted to get stronger in the future. It was a Sunday, so Quinn still had the rest of the day off, before having to go back to the standard military lessons for a week. The sun was out bright and early, and Quinn was standing outside the school gates, patiently waiting for Layla. This damn sun, Quinn said while his body was covered in sweat. All current stats have been halved. Ever since he had evolved from a human into a halfling, the sun seemed to bother him even more. Finally, after waiting a while, Layla arrived. She was wearing a beautiful red dress that showed off her long legs nicely, along with her short hair. "You ready?" Layla asked, smiling. Quinn looked at the large bag on her back. It must have been heavy, he thought.
Hi, Quinn here. Thirsty for more action? Jump the queue and unleash all episodes. Click on the link here and install the Pocket FM app. Sink your teeth into the next episode of our fantastic journey, only on the Pocket FM universe.